this brings up another issue related to the drug war, which I'll just kind of transition to, which is wet houses. Okay, there's a lot of major news wires have been carrying the story about a wet house in St. Paul, Minnesota, it's a facility where alcoholics, many of which are homeless, can go to live but continue to drink. Okay, and the theory is it's better for them and society at large if they can at least stay safe. And a number of cities have started similar facilities. And this is kind of the harm reduction type strategy that we're seeing in certain other countries. And the question is this overall a positive? Even if it costs, for example, there's one in Seattle, which cost taxpayers $1 million a year. But the estimate is that having this wet house saves $4 million a year in terms of keeping addicts out of hospitals, out of jail, not driving in many cases, so on and so forth. What's your thought about this?
Hold on. I have a question.
Yeah.
Are they being supplied with booze in these houses?
In some they are. In some they're being supplied. In others they are just allowed to drink there. And Lewis, by the way, there's some of these in Europe where people are actually being supplied with heroin, for example, at these houses. And it's the same idea.
Well,
you keep them there.
It's really not too different from methadone.
It's not. No, it's absolutely not.
On one hand, I'm thinking if these numbers are true, what's the harm? But if you say it's just an estimation,
well, the question is whether governments or organizations should be in the business of in some way condoning or supporting incredibly destructive behavior, which in many of these cases will leave these people dead. And some are saying, you know what? The wet houses are kind of a last stop for people that are going to be dead within months anyway.
Yeah, let's face it. The vast majority of these people are never going to break these habits.
Well, certainly not if they're being supplied with more alcohol. Here's the counter-argument.
They're not going to break these
habits.
Here's
the counter-argument. They may not break the habits, but some are saying, for example, the Seattle facility, which I mentioned, those who come in on average were going from 15.7 drinks to 10.6. I don't know in what period that is. It sounds like it's probably per day. That is a reduction of about a third. Is that not positive? Yeah, they're still an alcoholic, but they're out of the way and they're reducing consumption somewhat. Is it a net positive?
Yeah, it's positive. I guess with these wet houses, there are ways to actively or even passively reduce the amount of substance abuse going on. I guess we just have to see this on a much larger scale to really know if it's working.
Well, the reality is many of the people who go to these facilities have no intention of actually stopping the behavior. So the question is if they just see it as a way to get, in some cases, free substances, or if they see it as a way to actually just have more, is it really serving its purpose? Some would argue if it's keeping them off the street, then it is. I don't know.
I don't know either.
We'll keep watching it. I think we're going to see more and more of